Hello Nottinghamshire Madness fans. Little bit of a bike ride today. Hope you can see me okay. Government statistics say so many out of so many car journeys are under 1, 2, 3 miles, depending on whatever statistics you're reading at the time. And of these little car journeys, they can be all made by bicycle. So this is one of my little routes out of Mansfield. It's one of the main, this is one of the main arterial routes across Mansfield, around the town on the sort of the ring road, I guess. And then we'll take one of the main roads into Mansfield, and maybe that'll give us an idea as to why people don't ride a bicycle around town. So we'll get going. We're on the Pronto e-bike. The easiest one I've got for Black Smoke, Astra. One of the easiest bikes I've got for this. Sorry, because one of the easiest bikes I've got for this little journey. And lovely bit of cycling infrastructure. Nice bit of green at the side. Lovely bit of tarmac. I think this is a 40 mile an hour zone. 30 at the ends where the traffic lights are. And yeah, very nice. We'll just breeze up to the end. This is the route I take when I go do a Tesco shopping. I've done a video on the Tesco shopping run. Car parking for about 250 cars. Parking for 4 bicycles, and generally only my bicycle there. And that's only about 3/4 of a mile from home. These trees on the other side, I come up every couple of years and cut them back. Nottinghamshire County Council are very good at cutting back. This needs reporting, you see. The route's now quite narrow. Notts County Council are very good at dealing with problems on cycle routes, pathways and tracks, providing of course you report them. So on the Facebook groups, many people moan about the condition of some routes, and you ask what the council said. Well, I don't know, I've not told them, so there we go. This is an interesting junction. Bollards in the road there. What happens, you've got 2 lines of traffic. When the left hand lane is full of traffic, they drive around the bollards to get to the lights. So this is Southwell Road. This is heading out of Mansfield, and you head out of Mansfield along here. We do have pedestrian lights with cycle control, and we do want really to be on the other side of the road, although I prefer to ride against the direction of traffic on these routes, because you can see what's coming for you then. I do have a mirror on this bike, so it's not too bad as cycle routes go, and we probably shouldn't complain too much. Sometimes I think a full suspension mountain bike would be more appropriate, because it's quite bumpy and got some holes in it. Don't worry about me wobbling. That's just a pilot riding with one hand, but it's bloody, there are some bloody holes. Now this is a ridiculous little bit of a junction, because you've got to go here. Oh, we've got green man. Only a green man. So we'll go through here. We'll go across. Street furniture in the way. This is dual purpose cycle route. And it's not horrendously bad, but yeah, I'm doing 9 miles an hour actually, which is far more. That's fast enough on any dual purpose cycle route. I think the speed limit should be about 9 miles an hour personally. That's quite a historic thing. I've got to cross the road here, so it says Ravenshead straight on, but we're not going to Ravenshead, we're going to sort of Rainworth. But I've got to negotiate an island, and the best way to negotiate the island is this way. Oh, clear road. Oh shit. So bump bump. We're still on the Ravenshead, we're still on cycle route. I've had to cross the road there because of the short section that isn't cycle route and there's no drop curb. So you have to cross the road. And people that use the fat food places have to cross the road there or at the island, and if you're in a wheelchair or kids with a buggy, you can't use the pedestrian crossings I saw earlier because of the lack of drop curb by the SO garage. This hedge growth, like Mala reported it last year, and they cut it last year, but it's back to normal. Right, so we've got an island. Round to the left. Stop. So this is the island, and you've got to turn your head 170 degrees to see what's coming, to cross the road without dying. Here we go. I'm off. There's a lorry coming the other way. Keep out of his way. Stop here. Keep going. So there's my local Aldi. Here's the couple of fat food places. Costa Bomb Coffee. That's the local supermarket. That's one of the local pubs. And then behind the Aldi we've got the Scottish Comedy Clown Scottish restaurant. We have Chinese restaurants, Indian restaurants, you've got a Gurkha restaurant in Mansfield, and we have a Scottish restaurant. We have a few of the Scottish ones actually. Anyway, back to the cycle route. So it's on the cycle route, nice little path, gentle cycle, nice and steady. It sounds worse than it is because I've got my boxer on the front. I'm on the Pashy Pronto, I don't know if I said that earlier, with the electric motor on. Here we go, down here. Bit of intrusion from the grass verge onto the cycle route in places. There's a term for that, and it's not called overgrowth or undergrowth, there's a term for it, and they have to cut it back. So coming down to the island on Southall Road towards Rainworth, and this is the Mansfield Mar Road, Mansfield and Ashfield regeneration route or road. So now we've got to cross the road again. Again, we're going to look this way. Nothing coming, there is one coming actually, but he's well away. Go around here. The barriers have been replaced recently because somebody took the barriers out. Just wait for the gap. He's not indicating. He's not indicating. Could have gone then. He's not indicating. I'm going. So this isn't bad actually. When it's busy, people do stop and let you go through. But he's gone. If you pull up to the line, mate, I can go. Go on, up to the line. Yeah, just quite got the idea of how to drive. Hey ho. Here we go down to Rainworth. The obligatory lampposts in the south route. A box here. Right. I'm actually going to, well, I was going to stop the video there, but what we'll do is we'll go back the scenic route, which is lovely, and I'll just get off to turn around. Don't know what he was doing. He stopped, he's let his dog out of the car, walked 100 yards down the road and put the dog back in the car, so God knows what he was doing. Who knows? Right, here we go again. So we're going back up to the island, and from the island we can get on to what's called the Mansfield Way, which is one of these reclaimed railway routes, and that's nice to ride along, and it's the alternative for what I've just done, other than it needs to be decent weather, because it's the surface is muddy. But we'll get on there and we'll take that back towards Mansfield and see how we get on then. So maybe I'm okay on this sort of cycle route, but it's going to put a lot of people off, and I believe this is why a lot of people. I'm going to go. Thank you, mate. Good driver. He saw me and eased off straight away. That was nice of him. So I think this sort of route puts off a lot of people from popping to Tesco land on the bike, because it is roadside and it's a busy road. Rush hour times, after 2:30 in the afternoon, everyone flies around it. So here we are, we have the Mansfield Way. Zigzag barriers. I'm not sure what they're supposed to stop, and it's not a bad surface here, but it is, even though it's a nice stony surface, it's not particularly good in the wet. And it is, I mean, it used to be the full width of the track, and it's getting reduced now to sort of like an animal trail, really. It's a shame, because they seem to get the money for these projects, and they do the project but forget the long-term maintenance costs. We'll just drop it into first gear. Oh. That's it, that's into first, because I don't normally have problems pedaling up here, but I'm one-handed. But it's good when I'm on the electric. But this is so well thought out, because now you've got to go across, go down here, go over here like this, go around that, like that. We're through. Second gear. Away we go, back up the track. somebody walking the other way. I'll get him on view. I do right. Does get more use now, this track does, since they've opened these places, and they're building another one. They're building another one there. Don't know what that'll sell. Comes with its problems, of course. I suppose we could come and pick those up one day and take them back for them. You'll have to stop them through the door. Take your rubbish back, mate. This is Ransom Wood, which was a hospital. It was also a training place in the First World War for officers. And you can still see the First World War trenches and the forest. But you can go from here all the way to north. From here through Sherwood Pines. Oh shit! Through Sherwood Pines. Plumber Park, Workshop, Chesterfield Canal, Rother Valley, all the way up north to virtually to York without going on the road. The Transpennine Trail and all that, it all connects up. This is very close. Well, this is a spur from National Cycle Network 6. So it all connects up nicely, and also from here you can go again virtually off the road. You've got to get across Mansfield, but you use this Mansfield way. Then you've got Pleasure Trails, 5 Pits, Pennine Bridleway, takes you through to Chesterfield. Then again you've got the other end of the Chesterfield Canal, which ties up at the Rother Valley again, and away you go up north. South from here, Sustrans have disowned it. They've done diddly squat for years with the grass maintenance, despite people volunteering and offering. A group of us, we've had rides out and we've taken tools and done bits and bobs and done some work. Just not get this chap on photo. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Hey up, mate. Got lovely dogs there. Right, yeah, so Sustrans have disowned part of the network, Route 6 to Nottingham, because it's deemed not safe. You know, but now it's gone. That's part of the network lost, gone, with cycle routes that don't exist anymore. We lost 25% of the National Cycle Network 2 years ago. That's 25% of Sustrans National Cycle Network cycling infrastructure gone, because well, they've decided that it doesn't meet. Anyway, this is the Mansfield Way, and it's brilliant. Old railway line, goes on for miles through Mansfield. So this is the alternative from the south of the road I've just ridden down, and it's a lovely ride, much preferable on a day like today. Not so good when the weather's bad, and it's also not that good as summer progresses, because it tends to get overgrown. I have actually been down with a lawnmower and walked it just up one side and back down the other side. That one year, because it seemed to grow really bad. This is my favourite place for cob nuts or hazelnuts. I don't know what you can see on the camera. These are all hazel. Fantastic. So that's the way into our local Tesco land. A couple of signs there. One thing we haven't seen up to yet are cyclist dismount signs, which have actually now passed into history, because with the hierarchy of road users, they've now become surplus, because obviously you have right of way as a cyclist, unless there's a pedestrian there. So cyclists dismount and they give ways. They're all surplus to requirements, unless you come to a crossing like this. This is probably one of the little bits that the hierarchy of road users doesn't cover. We've got idiot barrier here. Fortunately, the lads have made a nice little cut through. Here we go, got to cross the road again here. Just bear with me. Oh, I'm not going to go yet. He's too big. I think this is a 40-mile-an-hour stretch, and you can't trust them. Obviously these are only doing 40, you can see the stream of traffic, but you really can't trust it. You see an odd vehicle that's not supposed to be doing 40, but isn't. Just think, I'm making one of those journeys which could be made by car. I should have gone into that lorry. Could be made by car. Everybody in Mansfield lives within a mile of a supermarket. I'm going to go. I'm going to wing it. I'm walking as well. I've got off the bike. I'm walking. Here we go again. Now we're in the middle of the road, but we are protected. We are protected by the barriers, although somebody hit that lot. The bollard's gone. We are protected by the barriers, and I'm going to go after this car. So I'll go to the right. This little bit is actually not cycle route, because behind me it tells you to go off your bike. It actually just filters you onto the road. So they have the alternative back towards my home address. I'll pop you down here. In fact, we'll have a ride down here. The Mansfield, I normally go that way, which is the upper road, public highway, but we'll go down here because it's a nice little jaunt. We've got some battery left on the GoPro. Very little used GoPro. I'm not sure about these GoPros, but it's good for now because it has image stabilisation on. So I go like that, and you sort of tilt the right way. Again, lovely, but it's not a doable commuter route. It's just a beautiful route for enjoying the countryside. Here we are, a little Springer Spaniel. Good afternoon. Lovely. Yes, thank you. Cheers. Nottinghamshire folk always say hello generally. Not always young ones. We've got old railway line, an old railway cutting. Kids use it for rock climbing. Some more there. Hi there. Thank you. Hiya. Hiya. Lovely sandstone. Mansfield sand is world renowned for its properties, I believe, in casting, in foundries. I guess it's a sticky sand. And as you can see, the cycle route's pretty clean. No copious amounts of dog mess, which is brilliant. Things have really improved socially in that respect. I think that's great. So what actually started off with me going to show you a video about my little 1 mile do it by bike instead of a car bounce along the pavements is turning out to be a very enjoyable bike ride. Although it be on electric assist. I'm sure if it wasn't on electric assist, it would have crashed and burned by now. It's going to be a bit awkward for people walking towards you, especially families at weekends. This route takes you down to Titchfield Park in Mansfield. I don't know, we could do that. It looks like rain though. Right, we've got more idiot barriers, so I'll just bounce you all over the place. Another stop. Not busy. A bit more signage. We've got an alternative here. We can either go that way, or we could have gone that way. All in all, they rode the solar system way, or solar way, out of York 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't think I did a video because I wanted to look at it more than to go and do it again. And there was a lot of tree roots that had grown across under the tarmac and lifted the tarmac, but they had started repairing it in, I guess, about 1 mile sections of resurfacing it, and the surface they were putting down was really substantial as well. It was about 3 inches thick. Whether that made it any better or what, I don't know. But hi there. Thank you very much. I tried to miss you. Thanks. Cheers.
Yeah, I'll just pull to one side.
It's okay. I won't run him down. There's a lady coming the other way of the pram. How you doing, mate? I just slipped by you. Thank you very much. Thank you, love. Look. Oh shit! I don't get it. I do get it. Ish. Because I guess I was I was a tearaway in my younger days, I suppose. And I had a motorbike and used to rip it over mine. We were our field, so it didn't matter so much. Lads have always had motorbikes and gone places, but they wouldn't stop anybody, they wouldn't. But hey ho. I need to, I'm on the Pashley, like I said, with this Sturmey Archer drum brakes and the back brakes. A little bit glazed, I think, because of the efficiency's down. So now we're down at Mansfield Racecourse. Don't know if it's ever seen any racing as such. I don't know what it was originally, but it's called the Mansfield Racecourse. This was one of the bits we cut back a couple of years ago. It was ever so overgrown. Across there. So there's the race course. I don't know what you got to see. Back up the Mansfield Way again. I mean, how nice is this? This is part of one of my regular rides, which I do. I use the cafe at Titchfield Park, the Titchfield Tea House. Lovely refreshment, superb value. Amazingly clean in a sort of a pavilion type building, which I assume it was at one time. The pavilion for the park, and it's now one of these destination parks, I think, which is lovely because you get families down there at weekends picnicking and that. Really nice. This is another little bit of infrastructure that's confusing. I ride on the pavement because there's nothing told me I can't. And the last sign I saw was pedestrian cycle use. But when you get down here, broken bottle there. When you get down here, you have to remember to turn left. So you've got to get onto the pavement anyway. So that's, we turn onto there. I'll just drop it into first gear again. So heading into Mansfield. Again, no cyclists dismount signs. We're flying across here. Right, this is... I'm going to get off for this one. That's a bit too far. How you doing, mate? Thank you very much. Right, we're on the roll again. Crank it up to second gear. Hey, this is beautiful. Tree line. We're still on the old railway line. It is street lit. Or it is lit with street lights. Probably better pronunciation. A lot of root damage to the track, but like I say, it's not an issue because I'm going slowly. Another chap here. Hiya. This is another corner. We have to come and cut back every so often. It's just beginning to overhang there, so we'll come and wang that off in the next few weeks. It's better than moaning about it, and you know, you can report to the Notts County Council and they'll come and put it back for the sake of having some secateurs in the bag, having a breather for a minute just to have a look, chop it back, just keep things moving for everyone. Like I say, it's not a, never will be a lot of flies. The commuter route, never will be a lot of flies. That made sense, didn't it? Lads here, I'm not adjusting the bell. Hi lads, thanks ever so much. Cheers. Of course, with it being an old railway line, every so often you've got a stretch of really steep gradient to get back up to the road. And this is on full power. Here we are, up the road. The idiot barrier. Oh. So, somebody's deemed it necessary to drive onto the pavement. How on earth can it be right to drive a car in the preserve of the pedestrian? I'll never know. We've got the bike park there. This is Fisher Lane Park. You can ride around it. Just slowly go down here. Just bear with me. I'm sorry sideways on, but it's pretty steep. There's a lady with a youngster. There's no reason to alarm them. So this is the park. Absolutely brilliant. Hi there. Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you. Not a word. So, like I said, this is Fisher Park. This drops down onto Littleworth, which has got a cycle route down the edge of it, which we'll use. Just slowly drop down here. Hiya. Thank you very much.
Thanks, pal. She's blind. She got.
Oh wow. Really, how old is she?
She's 10.
Oh bless her. Thank you.
Right.
Oh, the grass cutters have been out. Lovely. Again. No litter. Got a chair in there. Don't know if you can see it. Computer chair. Wow, a bit of somewhere comfortable to sit and have a brew. Hiya. This is going to be a long video. It'll probably take 2 hours to upload on your road. Let's go. Oh, the barrier caught me out. I'm only I'm one-handed, so it's never going to be easy. Bit of a walk. Again, dual purpose. I don't know if if you saw that pathway stroke pedestrian cycleway. Excuse me. But this does dump you onto the road further down. A gutter dump. Dump into the gutter with all the cars. And considering I don't know where it is, it's not here. I thought it was here, but it isn't. Thank you. So here's a gutter dump. Dump into the road. There's a guy not doing the Dutch reach. So where's this one going? Do we know? Yeah. This is a little cut through I take because it's safer than taking the correct route at the junction, because you actually have to cross the junction. It's not a bad little housing area. I did come down here. A couple of years ago, and the Google Maps car was filming, so I assume he got me on camera. I've looked, I've not seen myself yet. Back onto the, again, pedestrian cycle. into Titchfield Park. I normally use Komoot to record my rides, not for any statistics or anything. I just like to record my rides, and it, I suppose anything to do with statistics, it does give me total mileage for the year-ish. But I don't really do mileage. I just get out on my bike and ride, and if you can get out on a bike every day, that's pretty cool. So like I say, this is Titchfield Park, one of Mansfield's destination parks. Titchfield Cafe is just up through there behind the trees. This is another pavilion where they play petanque or French ball. Outdoor gym. Half dozen or so outdoor gyms in Mansfield. So a beautiful little destination park. What I do at the end here is I come out onto the A60 and then near Sainsbury's, and that's one of the other supermarkets that's about 1.5 miles, less than 2 miles I think from home. Perfectly doable on a bicycle, because it's a journey of less than whatever they tell us those journeys are. Less than these days. Could be less than 1 mile, could be less than 1.5, it could be whatever. The guys that come up with these ideas that say these journeys could be made by bicycle either have never ridden a bicycle or live on a fantastic bit of cycling infrastructure. Just get up through here again. I'm on the route. Thank you guys. I'm on the pedestrian bicycle route, using my mirror up across the road here. And this is a section of Mansfield. It's the A60 junction. There's a couple of these sheds. The football stadium's behind there. There's a couple of fat food places, more sheds selling essential stuff, Sainsbury's, Aldi, multiplex cinema thing, restaurants, all that. And this bit of road here gets horrendous with volumes of traffic. Oh. It's very awkward with the camera. I might get one of these. In fact, I've probably got one of those chest mounts which people use. Oh, the right lights have changed. Right, here we go. Here we are on the A60, shared use route. So the Sainsbury's over the back there. I'm sure I'm less than 1.5 miles from home. Perfectly doable on a bike if you're either brave or daft, I guess. one of the pubs. El Rosso. Sister pub is called the Red. She's the other side town, or used to be called the Red. I don't know. I think it's still connected. Absolutely excellent for food. Absolutely excellent for food. Thank you very much, dear. Thank you. Lovely. Let me go. Wow. Just checking the battery. It's 37%. That's not. I'm sorry, 27. I can't read it. So super. I'm glad we came out. I'm glad I did more than show you my bumpy route to Rainworth. And I just hope when you're viewing this, you can see what I'd like you to be seeing. I've got this mirror fitted. Decathlon that came from. I haven't got mirrors on many bikes because actually this one's very good. If I can hold everything steady, you might be able to see what I can see. But it's not something, I'm not good at relying on aids to save my life, as it were. You know, my responsibility is to turn my head around as far as I can and make sure there's nothing behind me. But it's good there just to have an awareness, especially if you think somebody's coming up too close, I guess. The odd close pass. So we're still on the A60, Nottingham Road. This is the road out to Mansfield to Nottingham. Again, the arterial route from Mansfield to Nottingham. Mansfield is the second largest town in the county. Newark is deemed as being the county town of the county. I'm going to go up the hill. I like to go up the A6 a little bit further and then turn left by the Esso garage, purely because there's another one on the bloody pavement. Look, purely because this is quite steep and sharp, but I've got the benefit of the electrical assist. They are. Preserve of the pedestrian. So we drive a van on it. I don't get it. Something that everyone talks about in this country when it comes to cycling infrastructure. This one's cutting back, look. Wow, we'll come and do that. It's desperate. Yeah, we'll pop down and do that in a day or two. Yeah, and everyone refers to the Netherlands as to how cycling infrastructure should be, and the Netherlands have got amazing cycling infrastructure, and that's grown to what it is since the 1970s. And a lot of it has been redone in the Netherlands, but they also have, they do have a fair bit of substandard cycling infrastructure, similar to what we have here. Similar type of cycling infrastructure, which can be worse than our best. And I would think if you're living somewhere like the Netherlands, where everything is so good and superb, so superb, it must be worse, because this is what I expect in this country, is cycling infrastructure, and I don't really expect much more. And when I do get a nice bit, which we're going to come up to a reasonable bit now in a minute, I feel blessed. But you've got to remember the quote of the Netherlands: count how many kids they killed in the Netherlands to create less cars on the road. They slaughtered kids on the road, and that's what's resulted in getting rid of the motor car, primarily in cities and towns. But we could never, we're not giving kids up for slaughter to improve cycling infrastructure. That's what's happening in the Netherlands. The Kinder, can't think of the name of it now, Google it. There's YouTube videos about how the Dutch or the Netherlands has got their cycling infrastructure, and when you're watching these videos, just spare a thought for all those kids that were killed on the roads in the Netherlands, and those kids now would have their own kids and probably even grandchildren if they hadn't have been killed. So just spare a thought whilst everyone's quoting how fantastic the Netherlands is for cycling infrastructure. Just please spare a thought for all those souls that paid the ultimate price, all those souls with so much life in front of them, to have it snatched away. And thank God there was a learning curve, and the learning curve that these bloody things that come driving by me now aren't king. They aren't king of the universe. And from my point, thank God diesel's £8 a gallon, more in places. Thank God that the day's going to come when it's going to be 10, 12, 13, 15 quid a gallon. Because at some point, people aren't going to bloody drive them about. And maybe even it'll put more bikes on the streets. Maybe even as more bikes get on the streets, like happened in the early days of COVID, although be it temporary, some better infrastructure was put in place. So roll on. Well, let's double it. Roll on the 16 quid a gallon petrol, diesel. And roll on, let's having less cars on the roads. I don't know how it's going to help people who live in these car dependent ghettos that live on the edge of towns, you know, little block housing, all crammed in together. very little outdoor space, one way in, one way out, surrounded by a high fence. Don't know how those people are going to cope with 16 quid a gallon. I don't know how I'd cope with it, but it doesn't matter. If it happens, it happens. I'm sure the powers that be will make it happen, if that's what they so decide needs to be done. No matter what your politics are, a nation has to balance its books. A nation has to provide for itself. A nation has to provide for those that aren't able to provide for themselves, and there's only one place where a nation gets its source of income from, and that's those that get paid, go down the shops, spend the money. So they've had income tax, they'll have paid the taxes on what they've bought, and that's what keeps the country afloat. All the business will pay the minimum amount of tax as they can. Those businesses that would pay an awful amount of tax have a head office in Zug or somewhere like that, in Switzerland, so they're tax free. Right. Pedestrian crossing. I don't want to press it because there's nothing on the roads. There we go. If you're still with me, you deserve a medal. But hey ho, it's like one of me. It's like one of those follow me videos, which are sometimes quite interesting in the Netherlands. I've tried to talk most of the way through it, and I've not tried to talk to the point of talking. So I hope you found something of interest and enjoyed my little tour. It's a tour, it wasn't a tour. That was going to be a whinge. So we've gone from having a whinge to having a nice happy bit of a bike ride. But I'll take my mug out of the shot. I know as much as you all like to look at me, you don't need to necessarily. I'm just going to stop by this tree. If you look through there, I don't know if you can see that, that's Thompson's grave, and that was a video I did quite a while ago. Anyway, I'm going to stop the video here. We've done a circuit now, essentially. I'm about half a mile from home, 3/4 of a mile from home probably. Thank you for, if you look at me, thank you for watching and having a look, and if you're still watching, thank you very much, and I hope you've enjoyed the little whistle-stop tour of Mansfield cycle routes. And I've actually thoroughly enjoyed bringing the GoPro out on the bike and doing a video. It's not something I've done much of because I'm all thumbs for, I don't know, it's riding a bike is riding a bike, and that's what I'm doing, and filming and riding. But I'm going to use the chest mount, I think. So that's what I'm looking at. A little bit of green space over there in the green. The guys are cutting the grass at the minute. Anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in. Please give me a thumbs up, please subscribe, spread the word. Don't watch that Nottinghamshire madness because he's mad, hopefully. Anyway, thanks guys, bye bye.